Hello, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. It's your girl, Kamie Crawford, and today a legend is in the building. For real. We have star of Dance Moms and author of Bottom of the Pyramid, a memoir of persevering, dancing for myself, and starring in my own life, Nia Sioux.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Nia, I feel like your big sister from another mister. I feel like I've been watching you literally since you were a babe.
Really?
Yes.
So you actually watched the show
Girl,
then?
yeah.
Really?
Who
Okay.
didn't watch Dance Moms?
I mean, some people, I guess.
A lot of people, girl. A lot of people watch Dance
Okay,
Moms.
good.
Everyone.
Good. Okay, good.
Literally
good.
in America and abroad. I think it came out when I was in college.
Yeah.
Around the same time that Catfish came out.
Oh my gosh.
Because what year? Do you remember what
It
year?
was 2011.
Yes.
Was it that year?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
literally the Catfish documentary came out in 2010.
Mhm.
The show came out, I think, in 2011.
Okay.
And Catfish and Dance Moms were like my top two shows.
Wow.
So I'm an OG fan.
You really are. Wow. Oh my goodness. That's really cool.
Girl,
So you know some of the lore.
I know a lot of the lore. And I know that I was always rooting for you and your mom.
Thank you.
Because it was such a interesting dynamic and
Mhm.
like we're obviously going to get into it, but before I want to know how you feel about being an author now.
Oh, it feels surreal, honestly. It
Yeah.
feels weird, but also very exciting. I'm excited to step into this new era for me
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm truly kind of like stepping into my own now. I feel like I truly am like becoming Nia. You know, like I you know, like I'm 24 now. Like I feel like I'm actually becoming like a real human.
No,
like I
you
don't know.
are,
This is
girl.
really crazy to think about, but I'm excited to start this next journey, and I feel like the book itself was like closing the chapter on like the past,
Yeah.
and like starting this next venture.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like, and I'm sure you feel the same way, people have been observing you since you were 9 years old.
Yes.
That's when you started the show,
I was 9. Yeah.
which is insane.
Right.
I don't know if I want like every moment of my childhood into teenage years into adulthood
Right.
documented on television.
Right. And you know,
Like what?
that part is very interesting.
Yeah.
And when people come up to me, like it's like you said, like a lot of people tell me they're like, oh, well, I grew up with you. So like
Yes.
not only did they like watch me, but like they also like grew up with me.
Yeah.
And like you, like I feel like people are like, no, like I feel like I just watched you grow up on television. So they feel like sometimes like sisterly or maternal even, or you
Mhm.
know, they
Mhm.
they feel like they know me for real because of how much of my childhood they saw. They
Yeah.
really did see me grow up in front of their eyes.
Do you feel like, have you heard SZA say like she has a fear of being perceived? Do
Oh,
you
I haven't
ever
heard that.
what was your sign?
What's my sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Gemini.
Oh, when's your birthday?
June 20th.
Oh,
I'm on the cusp.
yeah.
Yeah.
That explains your little sassy. You used to turn up on the show sometimes, even as a young child.
No,
I'm
I
like,
know. I know. Like
you were clocking teeth
you know,
from an early age.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
do you feel ever like when you run into people outside? Because I'm sure you get stopped constantly.
All the time. All the time.
Do you feel like people expect a certain version of you when they meet you, like out and about?
Um, ish. The thing is, when you meet me, like it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. What you see is genuinely what you get. So when
Yes.
you see me, it's going to be the same exact thing. I'm
Yeah.
not very different off screen than I am on screen, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much the same. So when people meet me, it feels more like they know me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, like wow." Or like people are like, "Oh, like I mean, I'm making this up kind of, but like you're cooler in person." You know?
You're not making that up. That's
But
definitely
they're like, but
that's
people are always
reality.
kind of surprised. They're like, "Oh, yeah, like you're really chill." I'm like, "Why wouldn't I be chill?"
Yeah.
I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Why on earth would I not be chill?
Because I think when people think of reality TV
Yeah,
people,
right.
which like Yeah, Dance Moms is a reality show, but I don't really think of like OG reality TV because Dance Moms to me is like OG reality TV.
Right. It still was at the beginning of, reality really taking off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was even Real Housewives out at that point?
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. But like that's like that's the genesis of reality TV right there.
Yeah.
Like this is the beginning stages. So I feel like when people think of reality TV stars and like what they're probably like, and even I'm sure they probably relate you to like even like Disney stars
For
or like
sure.
people
Yeah.
who existed back in the day and like have grown up in the public eye. People have a preconceived notion about what that is
For
like.
sure. For sure. And I think it's so interesting because even though I grew up in the entertainment industry, like I wasn't a child actress. Like I wasn't a child actor or anything. So there's parts that are very similar, but also very different from like a normal kid in the entertainment industry, because we were on a reality show, and not only were we on a reality show, like we were in Pennsylvania. We weren't even in LA until like the last couple seasons of the show. So the way we did things was very different anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your life like back then? Like, did you go to dance class and like go to regular school?
Yeah, I went to regular school up until I went up until sixth grade. 7th and 8th, I was homeschooled. And then I went to high school for like freshman through half of sophomore year, and then I ended up doing online school for the rest of it because I was just never there for work. Like I was always working, and I would do my school remotely, but it just didn't work out with the school system. So I was like, we'll just go back to homeschooling, but I did cyber school instead. Yeah, but the show started when I was in 3rd grade. So for a good like the first few seasons, I was in regular school. Yeah.
That is insane.
And even for high school, I went to high school for a little bit too.
But you didn't stop filming the show until you were how old?
Until I was almost 16. The last episode came out when I was 16. We stopped filming while I was 15. So like once it came out, I was 16. But yeah.
Wow.
Like 15, 16.
9 to 16 is like you're a completely different person.
Yeah. Completely different person.
And now you're being 24. Totally different person.
Totally different person. And I do think that like people do still see me as baby Nia. And although I still am me, like, is anyone really the same as they were at 9 years old?
In the 3rd grade? Girl, nobody was checking for me in the 3rd grade. I was getting bullied relentlessly in the 3rd grade. I would never go back to that.
Oh, really? No.
Yes. Girl. It's fine. We unpack it in therapy.
Okay.
Every week. Me and Kelly.
Nice. Me and Kelly.
Well, speaking of therapy, like, have you had to like unpack some of the things that you kind of went through on the show?
I have. So I'd actually talk about it in the book, therapy, how I feel about therapy and everything, because we had a child therapist on set occasionally. She would come in, and it was actually very helpful. And
was it?
Yeah, it was helpful. Even though I didn't really know what was happening at the time, I was very confused. I was like, okay, great. When this lady's here, everything is great. I was like, everything is good.
That's interesting.
But then when she left, it was like,
not
good.
Not good anymore. Not good. I find that interesting because at least on like adult reality shows, like obviously I host the shows. So I see there's always like a psychologist.
Yes. Or is that the norm to have?
It's the norm.
Okay.
But like especially for like dating reality shows like Love Island.
I didn't know they had that.
Ex on the Beach are the one they always have.
Any reality show should have therapist accessible on set.
Correct.
Seriously.
Correct.
Like I think that is needed and it's helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
but
helpful.
Sometimes I wonder about these therapists. Sometimes I'm like, are you really a therapist? Or like are you just like
no.
I just wonder. You know?
I wonder now.
Sometimes because like we had a therapist, I won't say on which show that I was a part of.
Okay.
But she was like getting drunk. And I'm like, girl.
So, where'd you find
you are not on your Zoom. But I think for like a child show to have a child therapist, especially at the time when the show existed, that's kind of like a big deal.
Yes.
Because sometimes I feel like, you know, even now when you have these young child actors who are coming out and saying like I was on set and I felt unsafe and I didn't feel heard.
Yeah.
To have that is actually very impressive. I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, we did. At a certain point, you know, some things happen in order to get one. But and I always say it's like, you know, the show, like, you know, helped to contribute to us having a therapist. I am actually grateful for them introducing having like a therapist
Yeah.
around and like accessible for us to talk to, because she was amazing. Stacy, she's lovely.
Shout out to Stacey.
Shout out to Stacy. And then even after the show, I talked to her after the show as well, because it was hard for me to kind of like adjust after, because all I knew was Dance Moms for 7 years, and 7 of my most formative
Yeah.
years. So that was also very interesting. And then like now, every now and then I'll go to therapy and stuff, especially with the book coming out and everything. I feel like I'm in such a different place, and I feel like everyone in their 20s is just kind of still figuring things out. And I'm at that place now where it's just having that extra support, having someone to talk to about not only just being in the public eye, but just being a young woman, being a young Black woman in these spaces, and how to stay not just true to myself, but how to like treat myself like with the respect I deserve, and like to really, really take care of myself to the fullest, just trying to figure that out. And that's been good. It's been good. And I feel like with this book, it's brought up so many different emotions, and I'm just kind of like taking it day by day, because every now and then something will come up, and I'm like, oh gosh, like I'm a little nervous, but then I'm like, you know what, girl, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. You got this. And I think the nerves honestly just come from my story being just out there. And it's like, I never really talked about the show to this degree. I've said things here and there, but not much. I stayed pretty quiet for a really long time.
Why was that, do you think?
It wasn't because I had to. It was just, I was really scared of what other people would think. And I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, I came to the realization that like people hurt my feelings, and and it was a really big deal. Like certain things that happened, certain experiences that happened really were big parts of my childhood, really big events that happened in my life that shaped who I am today.
Yeah.
So me not sharing the stories of like what happened to me, or like things that I felt, I feel like they don't like Nia, like 9-year-old Nia, like deserves for her story, her side of things to be shared finally,
Yeah.
I get to speak my truth just like everyone else. Everyone else has talked to some degree, so why can't I?
Yeah.
And I think some people are going to be really surprised that I'm bringing certain things up, but maybe for them they're like, "Oh, it's just a little mistake," but it's like, "Okay, that's fine." And like I can move past that. We're all human. We grow, we make mistakes, but like the point is that we grow from it. We acknowledge and we grow, and we do better. And it's like a lot of the things like I talk about in the book, it's coming from a place of like, I just want to share my story.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk poorly about people. I'm not trying to badmouth people. It's not that at all. It's not a tell-all. I just want to tell my story.
Yes. And you
And
should
in order
be
to
able
do that, like sometimes people did things that were bad.
Yeah.
And did things that were really hurtful. And unfortunately, that is part of my story, but they have to be shared in order for me to move on, in order for me to actually feel like I shared what I went through.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you for saying that, because I feel like a huge part of growth is being able to like really dive into those moments that
Mhm.
shape you, whether it's the good or the bad.
Mhm.
But you can't self-abandon for the sake
Right,
of
of
other
someone
people.
else. And yes, exactly. You just can't,
Yeah.
like I love myself too much to not share my side of things just because it's gonna hurt some. Actually, it's not gonna hurt anyone else. It's genuinely just the truth. They just might
Yeah.
not be happy about it.
It holds a mirror up to people.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
w- sometimes people need to know how what they've done has affected you.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's not nice to be confronted with
of
the
course.
reality that you gave to someone else that maybe
Mhm.
you didn't experience yourself.
Mhm.
I heard you say that in order to write the book, you've had to like go back and rewatch every
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Was there, and you did it with your mom,
I did with my mom.
which I
Yeah.
think is
Yeah.
so like powerful, but also probably very eye-opening and probably very like jarring for her too to like go back and rewatch. Was there ever, or like, can you name a particular moment of the show that like in rewatching that you were like, oh, like that was not that was not how I remember it.
Oh, literally like all of them. Like genuinely, like
Yeah.
because one, you're little, so when you process things when you're young, it's different from like processing things when you're older. So you see things as a child and you don't really understand it.
Yeah.
And then you get to be older and you're like, wait,
Yeah.
that happened?
Because did you watch the show as it was airing?
The moms did, but the girls didn't. We usually honestly had dance during that time.
You're like, we're busy, girl.
Yeah.
We're working.
We were working.
Yeah. Literally.
We had a 5, 6, 7, 8 to get to.
Yes, correct. Correct.
But so like I won't speak for all the girls. I think most of us though are kind of like this, but we never really watched the show. And I liked it that way because I was like, I already lived it. I genuinely do not need to watch this.
Yeah.
But with living it and not watching it, sometimes you look back and you're like, that's not what went down. This cut is so crazy because that is not how it went down, but they made it look a certain way.
Yeah.
And there are aspects, and I actually do discuss some of those in the book. I do, where some serious things happened and everything was like cut out to make it look a certain way. And then you see me there kind of struggling, and it makes me out to look like a bad dancer or like I can't hold my own, when really like not some great stuff has happened.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting, and we talk about like being perceived, and it's like people were perceiving me through like dance mom's lens, or like my dance teacher's lens. That's how people really saw me. But that's not how I saw myself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because it's like I always kind of like knew who I was, but other people kind of had this idea of me that I was the weak link, I was a bad dancer, I couldn't keep up.
Because that's what she kept reiterating.
Yeah. And she kept saying that, and like, you know, and she would make it a point to be like, any mistake I made, she would point out. But like some of the other people, when they would make mistakes, she wouldn't talk about their mistakes.
Yeah.
But she wanted to highlight mine.
Yeah.
So it fit her narrative.
Yeah.
You know, to make me look weak, make me look like a bad dancer, when really I'm just there to learn. I'm trying to get better.
Yeah.
But how are you supposed to get better when someone is knocking you down all the time?
And it's so crazy because I remember the episode. I don't even know what episode it was, but I remember the episode when you made it to the top of the pyramid.
Okay.
And it was like,
that was rare.
It was like, yes, like she made it. Like everyone was very excited. But it's just so wild. I can't imagine what it was like for you and your mom to be experiencing this firsthand, while also dealing with things that, like, yes, everybody knows Abby Lee. Everybody knows how she got down. Everybody knows how harsh she was and how sharp she was, and like, you can't say it, I don't think, but crazy.
Right.
I can say it, crazy,
right.
Cuckoo bananas, and to children and like all of those things. But the very unique experience that you had and that your mom had of being the only Black people on the cast for several years, the struggles are not the same.
It's not the same.
Even if you are dealing with the sharpness and the mean tone and the mean, it's that, and
in that other element of being the only Black girl and having to endure a lot of racism and a lot of microaggressions on the daily.
Well, so literally yesterday, I'm scrolling on my FYP. Didn't even look this up. I don't know if my, the phones be listening to you.
They be listening.
And I told my sister, like, Nia from Dance Moms is coming on the podcast, blah, blah. My FYP showed me your Laquifa episode.
Right. They said, we're going to make sure you do your homework.
Mind you, I remember watching this episode, and I'm also a longtime fan of RuPaul's Drag Race. So I was just excited that Shangela was on the episode.
Right, iconic.
We're talking about queer people. I'm so excited. I love this. Looking back at that clip, I was like, oh, this is racist. This is like,
yes.
this is bad.
Yes.
Do you remember? Because she asked your mom if she had an afro, and your mom said, "Oh, let me check my purse for the afros that I keep on hand." Like,
yeah.
Do you remember this?
So the thing is, like, I remember this, but me being like a baby, all I cared about was dancing. I was so excited to have a solo.
Yeah.
I rarely ever got solos or special parts. So whenever I got anything, like, I'd get a crumb and be like, yes. Like, and my costume was literally like a cheetah print unitard.
You're like, I love this.
And I was like, sure. My mom's like, oh my gosh. Like, and she didn't have the heart to be like, you're not doing this. You know, like, this is clearly racist and like highlighting stereotypes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it's not
postmodern pimp. You were a postmodern pimp at 9. Laquifa.
Like, it's just like it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
It's not appropriate.
Yeah.
And I talk about the Laquifa dance in the book. I do cover it because it was such a big part of Dance Moms.
Yeah.
And I think it was glazed over, like, how the racial undertones of it all. Like, it was just kind of like glazed over. No one really talked about it. A lot of people didn't pick it up. But I also would have been telling people too about why it's kind of taken me so long to even release this book. So many reasons. One of the reasons, though, now that we're like post 2020, we can have more conversations
Correct.
about race.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to really talk, people would listen, but like not everyone would truly like understand or really like receive and like actually think about this information that I'm telling them. They would just be like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I feel like people can actually kind of understand and they have the capacity to realize that wasn't great.
It was not.
And and although like that's one of my probably I feel like a lot of those special roles I had like were very controversial.
The dog one, a violent dog, breaking free, girl. I have seen also
I was
when
just like,
these
it's
clips
set
come
up,
up.
like,
Yes. When these clips come up, like, I looked in the comments of the Laquifa one because I was like, oh God. Like, I know people, because we are in a different place, we can look at things through a different lens.
exactly.
I know that everyone's looking at things through a different lens.
Of course.
But as someone who, and I'm not even exactly sure, but in your dance company at least, it's predominantly white.
Yeah.
Not predominantly, all white. You're the
Right.
only Black person there.
Right.
As someone who grew up in a predominantly white area,
Yeah.
it took me getting into adulthood to look back on experiences that I had that were microaggressive, that were
Right.
racially charged, that like people said things to me, and in order to kind of like fit in and not rock the boat and not make
Right.
other people, white people specifically, feel uncomfortable,
Right.
I had to self-abandon
Of
and,
course.
you know, feel like this is shitty, but I can't speak on this because you're not going to have the capacity to understand it anyway.
Exactly. And that's how we felt
Yeah.
on the show, especially like my mom and I. Dance Moms rarely talked about anything serious.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Well, you did a Rosa Parks, but who was Rosa?
I ended up being Rosa, but I had to fight for it.
Right.
Against the white girl. Which is crazy.
That's crazy.
No, like that's actually crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like my mom and I, we tried our best. Like, we genuinely did our best. And
yeah,
I do like, that's something that I do get upset about sometimes when people are like, well, they didn't like being Black, you know, like the things that happen on the show. Like, I'm like, but that's not my fault.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
those were that's not my mom. That's not me. Like, those are other adults in that situation that genuinely like just, they did that.
yeah,
And I'm like, I'm a child. I really can't say but so much. I can't talk back. And if I say something, that's another reason why you didn't see me speaking up too much. As I got older, I spoke up more. But like, I don't want a bad edit. I have no control over what they're putting out there. Same with my mom.
Right.
So it's like, you have to be very careful with your words, and you have to pick and choose what fight, whatever you want to get into.
Right.
Because if you get into it,
yeah,
it's going to affect how I guess, your place on the pyramid, or
Yes.
just your relationship with Abby, and just certain things. Like,
But
it
also
affects
as
everything.
Black women, and you may
Mhm.
not have been able to understand this at the time because you were so young, but,
Yeah.
like, for your mom as a
Mhm.
Black woman, like, she definitely did her fair share of, like,
She
clocking
did.
stuff and,
She
like, saying
did.
her
She
piece,
did.
but as Black women on reality TV, you can only do so much before they paint you as the angry Black woman,
Exactly.
the, "Oh my god," and then now you got all these white
Mhm.
women in the background behind the scenes being like, "Oh my
Exactly.
god, Holly, she just is so
Exactly.
angry." Like,
Mhm.
we don't want that, and on top of that, I can't imagine what it's like to, 1, be in an all-white environment,
Mhm.
experiencing these microaggressions, experiencing racism, but then also as a longtime watcher of Lifetime,
Mhm.
I also can bet that their demographic is also predominantly white
Right.
and
Yeah.
wouldn't understand, like, the nuances in some of the conversations
Of
had those
course. They
conversations
wouldn't.
been had at the time.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
after the show was like, and while the show was airing,
Mhm.
did you guys experience backlash or microaggressions and racism from the viewers as well?
Yeah. Yeah, every now and then, for sure. Absolutely. Because people would reiterate what Abby would say,
Mm,
you know?
mhm.
And then it's just like a cycle. Like, people just hear what they say, and then they say, and then it spreads,
Yeah.
and then you just keep hearing it, you
Yeah.
know? And I it's interesting that you brought up, like, the angry Black woman. Like, my mom tried so hard to, like, not come across or not feed into that stereotype
Yeah.
of being the angry Black woman, and it definitely felt like producers, cast members were really trying to get that out of her. They were
Mm.
really trying to get that out of her, but she did such a good job of, like, never never giving in. And again, like, there's only so much you can really do on a reality show, especially when it comes to race, especially at that time.
Right. Right.
Like, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to also reflect back and be like, yeah, honestly, a lot of those things that happen on the show would not fly now.
No. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Would not.
Could you imagine?
Yeah. And it's also really cool to see too now, though, people who have grown up watching me, who were my age when things happen and things flew over their heads, and
Yeah.
whether they're Black, white, it really doesn't matter. They'll watch the show and they see it now.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
like, "Wow, that really wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize X, Y, and Z." Or people even realizing now, "Oh, wait, Nia actually wasn't a bad dancer. Like, look, she's doing great in the group dances.
Mhm.
Like, she's in all the group dances, she's keeping up." Like, what
Mhm.
people take everything at face value.
Yeah. But then
It
you'll have other people who say everything's not about race and
Exactly,
but it's like,
exactly.
but some things actually are.
But some things actually
It's
are.
okay to acknowledge that
Yes.
when it comes.
Yes. Yes.
I noticed in the comments that, of course, again, we're all looking at things with a different lens now.
Of course.
But people are like, why didn't Dr. Holly do more to protect
Exactly.
Nia?
Mhm. Mhm.
And while watching the show back with your mom, were there ever times when you guys had to like pause and like have conversation amongst each other of
Yeah.
like what your experience was back then compared to like rewatching it? Were
Mhm.
there any like apologies that you had to exchange? How was
Yeah.
that?
Well, it's interesting because my story is, I feel like it's very different than, I feel like, a lot of children who are in entertainment, because a lot of them are forced into it by
Mm.
their parents, you
Mhm.
know? And my story's a little different. My mom didn't want to do this show. Yeah, she
Ah.
didn't.
Really?
No, she really didn't. She really did not. She did it for me.
Oh.
Um, and I talk about in the book, like, because my mom, like, she was a principal.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she was not trying to get into that. No, like, she's a reality show.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in Pittsburgh. Like, that's not real.
Yeah.
Like, let's not even do this. So it took a while for for both of my parents, honestly, to be comfortable with us even auditioning, but of course they just, they didn't want us to live a life of want me to regret anything in my life.
Right.
They want me to, like, go out, chase opportunities, and we ended up doing it, getting the show. But my mom was very clear to me, like, the whole time, like, if there was ever a time where I wanted to leave, she would do anything possible to get me off the show.
Yeah.
And she made that clear. Both my parents, they made that clear. Like, if there was ever a time where I felt like I wanted to stop and I needed to leave, like, yes, we have contracts, it makes things hard,
Yeah.
but, like, my parents would have done anything to get me out of that situation.
Yeah.
So it that's probably one of the most hurtful things for me. I feel like watching, or like even online, when people are like, well, Holly was so like, she didn't protect her daughter enough. Like, if I like, she should have taken her daughter out of there years ago. Or it's like, she's a bad mom for letting her child stay there. Holly is money hungry. Da da da. It's like, no, one, we weren't getting paid like that. Like, let's just
Really?
not like
What?
I talk about that, but like, yeah, like that we were getting paid, but nothing,
Yeah.
not
Not buku dollars.
At
Not
all.
what you deserved.
At all. At
for
all.
The, for
at
the
all.
abuse.
So it's like we weren't doing it for the money.
Yeah.
You know, I genuinely just loved dancing. And
Yeah.
I loved being a part of a team. And I loved that aspect. And I grew up with these girls even before the
Right.
show.
You were already there.
I was already there. So like this was just kind of like I got to travel every single weekend and wear costumes and perform on stage. Like for me, that was very appealing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until very later where I even started questioning whether I wanted to be on the show or not. You know, like I never really got to that place where I felt like I had to leave personally. And I know there were times where my mom wanted to.
Yeah.
There were times where she wanted to pull me out, but I was like, no, mom, like let's stick it out. And it's like, okay, if you want to complain about my mom letting her child dictate things, sure, fine, whatever. But like
parents do it all the time though.
But parents do it all the time. And unless you're in her shoes, you're really never gonna know.
Correct.
Yeah.
But parents, I'm the oldest of 6 girls. All my sisters played sports.
Right.
There were times where my parents were like, why are we still doing this? The coach is terrible. They're rude. They're disrespecting you. Your mental health is being affected. Blah, 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 blah. Even with me, I was a cheerleader, but like still had a crazy coach who was very degrading. And like, for some reason with cheerleading and dance, it's like always.
It goes kind of like hand in hand. It's very similar.
Why is it like that?
I don't know.
Like, why are they so? It's just dance. It's just cheer. Like,
I know. At the end of the, we are genuinely dancing on a stage, like a random high school stage. Yeah. Like, I don't know why.
Why do we have to be so mean about it? I don't understand. Like, it's just drag. Anyway.
It's just drag.
But like at the end of the day, I'm not a parent, but like I know my parents are like, we want to do what our kids want to do. Like, we want them to follow their passions. Like
they were helping me to pursue my passion.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
And it got you closer, and also the representation.
Also
like
the representation.
Yeah.
And that was like another thing too. Like people were like, well, Holly and Nia are there and da-da-da-da. But it's like, if like, not that as a 9-year-old I should have taken on this whole responsibility, but like I did, and I was honestly happy to. I didn't mind. But I never wanted to be the only one there, but I knew that if I left this show, they were just gonna replace me with a white girl, and then there's no one. And then it's like, you know, and then it further proves the point that I'm a bad dancer, or like black people are inferior. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to feed into that narrative either.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to I had multiple points to prove.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
At 9. She said, you know what? I'm going to stand my ground.
At 9. And it's so interesting because people are like, well, did you understand everything at 9? I didn't understand everything at 9, but I knew enough. I knew enough. And I feel like any like black kid, even from when they're little, they understand how the world works. You get like given the talk at a very young age.
You don't have a choice.
You're just you have to maneuver through the world differently, and you're more aware of certain things. So it's like, yeah, like that's just part of growing up black.
Yeah.
And I know that, yes, my story is like different, but it's not that different from like other people. I know a lot of people have been through very, very similar experiences.
Yes.
Maybe not to like, not in this way, but in similar ways.
Yeah. Well, I will say in the comments simultaneously were people, black women, being like, Nia gave me the confidence to pursue dance. Like as a young black girl trying to get into, you know, competition, dance competition. Like, she inspired me and showed me that I could do that.
Yes, of course, because even the competition world, there's not much diversity in competition dance, and I don't really know the reason for that, but I'm really happy that there are more Black, like, competition dancers out there now, because for the longest time I feel like people were like, well, like, Black dancers, like, they're not as good. Like, that's not the truth. Because dance, there's so much Black history when it comes to dance. Like,
didn't we originate that shit?
No, literally. Like, but
no, but didn't we come up with that?
Yeah.
But then also people say Black people are the best dancers. So, like, are we the worst dancers? Are we not, like, good technically? Or are we the best
They like to say that we're not good technically. And it's like, that's not true.
It's not
That's
true.
literally not true. There are so many amazing dancers.
Misty Copeland. Because Misty Copeland doesn't
Alicia
exist.
Grafmack. Like,
they don't exist.
Oh. Right.
Okay.
So
anyway.
Wait. Really cool. Misty Copeland and actually Alicia Grafmack wrote quotes for my
book? Stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Which was...
Why does that make me want to cry?
Yeah, I know. I literally cried. Being able to see that and have these women who are so amazing in their careers and so successful and so, like, they have, like, literally paved the way for so many Black dancers, dancers in general, but specifically Black dancers. And to have them, like, validate my story is so, like, full circle. So I guess, like, comforting. It makes me just so happy that they see what I went through and they're like, I see you.
It's
like,
validating.
Like, it's so validating.
And the sinister Scorpio in me is like, take that, Abby. You could never get a quote. Girl, bottom of the pyramid for you. No, but, like, seriously.
Yeah.
That's so amazing, though.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So that
how
was a
did
really
that
big
even come
moment for
about?
me.
Did you, like, DM them? Like, how did that come about?
I have the most wonderful team ever.
Wow.
And mom, she helped me get in contact with Alicia Grafmack. I emailed her.
But also it's
like,
you. Like, the fact that you put yourself out there to, like, because you are a part of that pioneer of Black female dancer. Like, you are a part of that.
I guess maybe.
You are.
I definitely feel like I'm a pioneer in some aspects. I don't know if I could say all that, but
I'll say it. You are.
Thanks.
Those girls in the comments felt that way.
Thank
so,
you. Like,
know.
all I really want to do is help people at the end of the day, you know? Like, I know it's hard out there, especially as, like, a Black dancer. It's so important. Like, I wish, like, genuinely, I wish, like, I had this book growing up, you know? Like, Misty Copeland's memoir, like, literally helped me through, like, my dance mom days. Like, I look up to so many, like, Black dancers, but then just, like, also just Black public figures who have just, like, been through similar things. And it's been really cool to see their journeys and how my journey has kind of, like aligned with theirs, or like has, like, the similarities, which I'm like, interesting. Like, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
But I do see it getting better. And I do see there's, like, more representation in competition dancers, more of us now. And I like, and it's nice to know that maybe I'm, like, a small part of that. I'm a part of it. Yeah.
You're in it. You're in it. Do you know if you want a family one day? Like, do you want kids?
I don't know.
She's young. She's like, I'm having fun.
No, like, I genuinely have no idea.
Well, would you, even if you don't, like, would you recommend competition dance, reality TV, any of the above?
I think there's ways to do everything, genuinely. I loved what dance has taught me, and I do feel like everyone should take dance classes when they're young.
Yeah.
It teaches you so much.
I love so much dance.
Yeah, like, there's so much education in dance too. Like, you learn so much from being a dancer.
Posture.
Learn how to take direction.
Yeah.
But, like, dance teaches you so much. Like, the lessons I've learned from dance alone, like, without cameras, without having an interesting dance teacher.
Mhm.
I genuinely like have learned so much from dance. And also, it teaches you how powerful, how strong your body really is. Like having
Yeah.
that awareness to like how you feel, having that connection to your body and how it works, being able to memorize and pick up choreography. It teaches you so much.
Yeah.
And I think dance is great for kids and
Yeah.
to grow up in a space where dance is accessible. Like one, I want to help make we were talking about accessibility, but seriously, I want to help make dance accessible. And I don't exactly know how yet, but I do think that like dance is an amazing tool to have.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people have taken dance classes, they just one, they feel better.
Yeah.
Dancing is good for your soul.
It's also
Whether you're
fitness. Like,
it's
it's a way to
also
keep active.
fitness. Yeah,
Yeah.
like there's so many benefits to dance. Now like other parts, I mean, that's the thing. There's always going to be something that kind of gets in the way or sometimes takes that fun out of
Mhm.
something, you know? And I can't say competition dance is like a bad thing. I can't say that. But what I can say is that it definitely teaches you a lot. I wouldn't change it. I loved competition dance. I
Yeah.
loved it. And I don't miss the show, but I do miss dancing
Yeah.
like that. You know, I miss dancing like that. So I think it is great. So I don't know if I had kids, would I put them in I'd put them in dance, but like if that's not their thing, it's not their thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Right.
Not forcing anyone to do anything.
Right.
But I do think that dance provides so many lessons for people, and especially when they're little, especially when they're kids, like I feel like it helps them get through so much, and it's a great outlet
Yeah.
for creativity and to explore like just like new things.
And even, I mean, obviously, your dance teacher is on the far, far, far end of treatment or mistreatment.
Right.
Even still, I think that there is something about learning how to like reclaim your joy in something despite like adversity.
Yeah.
Like when you're dealing, because that's life. Like
That's
one day
life.
you're gonna end up in a job
Mhm.
and there's gonna be a coworker you don't like, or
Of
your boss
course.
is gonna be an asshole, or something's gonna happen and you're gonna have to
Exactly.
learn how to reclaim your happiness in it.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that you should ever sit in a place where you're being mistreated and abused, but
Of
like
course.
there's always going to be something that
Yeah.
you don't
There's always
like.
going to be Abbeys in the world.
There's always going to be Abbeys in the
And
world.
you just have to learn how to
Dance around them.
dance
Boogie around them.
boogie around it and learn
Yeah.
how to learn how to work with difficult people.
Yeah.
That's part of life. And dance definitely teaches you that. Like
Right.
you I have a choreographer who's either not the nicest or you don't like you don't like their teaching style. You know, you learn how to work with difficult people.
Right.
Not even just difficult people, just different types of people too.
Yeah.
And that's what dance also being in entertainment has taught me. And I will say like when I go out on jobs, whatever I do in the entertainment industry, like I'm pretty good at navigating those spaces because I've had that experience
Mhm.
being on set and working with a lot of different personalities.
Yeah. It is a skill.
It is a skill.
It's a skill.
It is a skill.
I think back to my Miss Teen USA days,
Oh my gosh.
and pageant people are fucking crazy. Like
Yeah,
pageant
yeah,
people,
I'm
dance
sure.
people, modeling people,
Yeah.
fashion. Everybody's fucking nuts. Everyone is crazy. But I had this one particular person within the
Okay.
company. She was the only other person who looked like me. She was the only
Okay.
other black person in the entire company.
Mhm.
And she made it her mission to make my life miserable every single day.
Right. Right.
Every single day.
Mhm.
To the point where I wanted to quit. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I can't do this anymore. I won the
Mhm.
pageant in July. By February, I was like, I'm out. Like, I can't do this
Wow.
anymore. But I didn't quit. My
Mhm.
mom cussed her out. And so then I was able to stay because she stopped playing with me so
Right.
much. But
Yeah.
like, I will say that dealing with her from 17 to 18 years old, I now know how to operate around people who are just miserable for the
Mhm.
sake of being miserable,
Exactly.
who want to make my life miserable.
Mhm.
I'm not going to let you, though.
Yeah, don't let them steal your joy.
Right.
Don't let them steal your joy.
But it's easy to succumb to that.
Absolutely. It's easy to throw in the towel and be like, ugh, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to do this. I don't. And it's like, yeah, but then you're missing out on all the things that you love.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young, too.
Especially when you're young.
Harder.
It is.
Last year, when they had the reunion show.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
You opted out.
I did.
You said, I'm protecting my peace.
I said, yeah, that's exactly what I said. Actually.
Like, I just love that when everyone loves to speculate and
yeah.
like make their own, drop their own conclusions.
Yes.
About things. Like, I'm sure you saw like a plethora of like,
so many
didn't
things.
come because blah, 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 blah. And you're like, actually, I didn't come because I just didn't want to go.
I know everyone's like, well, she's in school. That's the reason. Girl, I wasn't busy that day. I
like I was free.
Yeah, like it's like
yeah.
just because I didn't like, I don't know. Like I didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I did not want to be there.
But it's interesting because in not being there, you became like the main topic of conversation.
I know. They're like, well, why isn't Nia there? I'm like, well, have you watched the show?
Even though you weren't the only person who didn't come.
No,
but
yeah.
I would argue that the top 3 most mistreated people from the show, from my point of view, were the ones who weren't there.
Yeah.
Like that from I can see why the 3 of you would decide, and I don't know if it was did you talk to each other?
No, it was not a collective
going?
decision.
You were just like, I'm not going.
Yeah, it was not a collective decision.
Yeah.
Like I made it clear from the very beginning I was not doing it. And, you know, the girls asked and I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, you guys go, have fun, have your closure. Like, I know it brought a lot of the other girls peace and closure, but I knew for me, it wasn't going to do the same. And again, I knew that in order for me to have closure, I needed to bring topics up. I knew I needed to talk about my experience being the only Black girl on the show. They weren't going to cover that. There's no way they would.
Yeah.
There's no way they would.
Yeah.
You know?
It would have been cut out somehow.
It would have been cut out, even if I brought it up.
Yeah.
And it would have been pushed aside. And for me, that's not good enough for me. I don't want to just go and sit there and not be able to speak my full truth. Like, I don't want to water down my story. I don't want to like edit or censor things out. Like, this is what happened. This is how I felt. And I know that it would be diminished. You know, people wouldn't validate it and people wouldn't be okay with that, you know? And I wasn't down for that. I was like, if I'm talking about my story, people are getting the whole thing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
Like, I'm not watering it down to protect people, because they're always protecting people. And it's like, at some point, like, who's going to protect me?
Correct.
No one's protecting me. So it's like, I have to protect myself.
Correct.
And put me first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very proud that you did that.
Thank you.
Because I remember, obviously, when they announced that the reunion was happening, everyone was like
really like not happy about that, which I
that
was.
you didn't go, or that there was a reunion?
No, that I didn't go.
But like, I'm not under the same contract that I was under when I was a baby.
That's what I'm like. I can choose contract. Like, I don't have to be here.
Correct.
I do not need to be here.
And like, I don't know. It was interesting though to hear some of your fellow castmates' reactions to you not being there, because I think some were like, you know, it's probably a lot for them to have to rehash these things. Some people don't want to rehash these things. Right. They probably didn't also have the perspective that you have, which is unique to you, of like, I want to bring up topics that you guys are not going to be able to digest, and I need to be able to say them without them being cut out of the show. And then I just am like emotional, and people are like,
I'm emotional, and they cut around it, and they're like, why is she? Yeah,
exactly. And then there's no like, if you understand how reality TV works, then you understand that like there is nothing that they can insert into the show necessarily that you haven't said, but there's a lot that they can cut out that you said.
Exactly.
And that's the magic of reality television. Sometimes, I don't know if they can legally like dub things in the way that they used to back in the day. Like,
they do.
Like, move words around to like something you said yesterday or something you said about somebody else can be a part of a conversation about something completely different.
Right.
But for the most part, they can only use what you have said, and they cannot use what you've said.
Exactly. And just take your reaction to what someone else said.
Exactly. And now you're crying about something that somebody else said about something. And like, Yeah, not everybody wants to be involved in that.
Yeah, well, it's like I've been several years removed from that.
Right, right.
I'm not trying to get back into that.
But then you have people from your own cast who are
Right.
like, but then why profit off of talking about it
Right.
outside of this? Like, if you're not going to come to the reunion, then why
Listen,
talk about
everyone
it?
else has.
Correct.
So
Correct.
why is it different when I do it?
And that's why is it different when I do it?
Why is it different when everyone else has?
It's
So
so
why is it an issue
wild
when I do it now?
because I've noticed that with Abby as well. When asked about other castmates, she'll like say her one too. But when asked about you,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, we have to get that dig in. You have
Always,
to.
always.
You have to make it shady.
Yeah.
Like, what is up with you actually?
That is why like I have removed myself from so many people from the show just to protect my peace,
Yeah.
genuinely. Because it is so layered. Like when I tell you the drama runs deep, like there oh my gosh, why can't I talk? There will always be Dance Moms drama. Always.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
always.
Like for life.
That people definitely will not and should not know about. But like it's just like will always be Dance Moms drama. And I like to just stay out of it.
Yeah.
I genuinely, because I know I wrote a book, but I do not like drama like that.
Yeah.
I don't like confrontation in that way. I will be confrontational if I have to be, but I don't want to.
Right.
You know, some people like look for that. They enjoy the drama. I don't, that's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of it. And I feel like when it comes to, you know, my people getting upset that I didn't do the reunion show yet. I'm releasing a book. It's just like this is my reunion show, okay?
Correct. Correct. Tune in.
This is my reunion show, and it's like I didn't make this book to necessarily like profit off of it or anything. Like I just want to give Nia her flowers. Like I just want to finally be able to like let go of this. Genuinely. Like it feels like I'm turning the page, and this is part of the process. And in order to do that, I need to do this.
Yes.
For me. It's personal. It's
I know,
personal.
that's right. It's a part of your healing.
It is.
People like it's okay when everybody else does it.
Mm-hmm.
In my experience, when the Black woman does it,
of course, it's an issue.
Now it's an issue. Now
it's an issue.
She just wants to hype on the past,
right?
Blah, blah,
and
blah.
like, no, I'm not trying to just harp on the past. Like,
yeah,
this is my story, and no one knows it, and no one has talked about it because they don't know. They don't know.
Yeah,
and like a lot of these stories that I share, a lot of these experiences that I share, are things that you would have never known because the other people from the cast didn't experience it. They're not going to understand this. They're not going to even remember probably some of these things because for them, it's not that big of a deal.
Right. It's your never before seen, never before told. This is your exclusive. Like this is a insight into what you actually experienced, and from your point of view, no cuts, no filter, no editor, no producer,
exactly.
Nobody can misconstrue what it is that you're trying to say.
Right.
And that's so liberating.
It is. It's so liberating.
I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
I want to do a vision boarding out loud with you.
Okay.
10 years from now.
Okay.
You're 34.
34.
Gasp. The horror. You're almost my age. Oh, God. Scary. 10 years from now, Dance Moms no longer a part of your story.
Right.
What is your story? Who are you? What are you? What are you hoping to like bring to the world? What do you want your new story to be now that you're turning the page?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't think Dance Moms is ever not going to be a part of my story. And it's not that I want it to not be. Like, I'm not trying to hide who I am. That's how I got my start. So it's like, it's always going to be a part of me. It just won't be probably like the focal point, which is nice. Which is nice, but it doesn't like I don't feel like I'm getting rid of it or I'm trying to like not hide the past, but like not acknowledge it. It's just like I'm moving forward. I'm still moving forward, and it's like this chapter, like we went through this, so now I can finally like work on myself, my future, and like see what this world actually has to offer. Especially now that I'm done with college too. I'm like I'm just in a very different space now, you know? And I feel like for my future, I have so many goals that are like
Tell me one that you like don't mind people knowing, like your big picture goal.
Big picture. I've always wanted to be on Broadway. That's like big picture goal. That's always been my first like that's always been like my thing.
Because
so like
she's a singer as well. We know. We've seen the music videos, girl. We know.
You know. And when I was 15, I did an off-Broadway show here in New York for like a summer, and I loved it, and that was definitely like the best job I've ever had. Just been trying to get back to it ever since. And so hopefully doing something like that, but also just like I'm such a storyteller. Like I love a story, whether it's a book, whether it's a show, whether it's a movie, like social media. Like I just love a story. And I think the reason why I love a story so much is because for me, like I know my story wasn't like really told in the right way on the show. So like that's why like stories to me are very personal. They mean a lot to me.
Yeah. Because it changes depending on who's telling it.
So I've gotten into like producing, directing. I've been acting. I took some time off for college, but now that I'm done, I want to get back into it.
Yeah.
And stories are so powerful, like genuinely. And I want to make sure that like people like their stories get told the way they want it to be told. Like their truth gets spoken, you know? And whether that's, you know, just like you know, a fictional character or a real person, you know, it's important that their story gets shown in the correct way. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. And I'm gonna just, I guess, keep discovering what that really means for me and where that takes me.
Yeah.
But I see myself as just like a storyteller and like helping people tell their stories. Yeah.
The limit doesn't exist, girl.
The limit doesn't exist.
24, I wish I could have told myself at 24 what I know now, which is that there's so much time.
Yeah.
To do everything you want to do.
I'm like you.
Girl, I hope I'm like you.
Oh.
You're going to be a New York Times bestseller. It's happening.
Yes. Give my fingers crossed.
It's happening. No, I think in your 20s, and you're going to see, like, when you turn 25, you're going to feel very different than you feel right now. When you turn 30, you're going to feel very different than you felt at 25. At 28, you're going to feel different. Everything feels different. And I've heard, like, when you're 40, like, you really feel, everybody says, like, oh, when you're 20, like, then you're going to know. When you're 30, then you're going to know. When you're 40, then you're really going to know. Like, every single stage matters.
Yeah.
But the most important thing to remember is, like, you have so much time to do everything that you want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And to soak everything in, take every opportunity, like, say yes to all of the things.
Right.
Coming from where you are now, what would you tell 9-year-old Nia? Or like the Nias of the world, and like people, even the girls who grew up with you, who are your age now, like what looking back would you say is like your message to those who have been misunderstood or misrepresented or felt like they didn't have a voice?
Right, of course. Well, I feel like I'd say so many things just because like again, there's so many parts to it, but I think for me it's like I would just remind myself to keep going, and also like it does get better, and no one genuinely like writes your like you're the person who writes your own story, you know? Like no one actually has the power to really write your story or to make you into something you're not. You're the director. You're the star in your own life. You know, like that's my catchphrase. Star in your own life. Like you are the main character in your story. And no one else gets to dictate your life or tell you that you're not good enough or make you feel bad about yourself, like only you have the power to actually do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like now that, I'm an adult, I see that more and I'm like, wow, like genuinely I get to put myself in a good mood. Like I'm the one who is in charge of my emotions, how I react, how I do things, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different factors, but like at the end of the day, like you get to make these decisions for yourself, Yeah. And it's important to remember that like no one owns you. Like you are your own person and you get to make those decisions and you get to start in your own life. You don't have to be someone's side character. Like this is your life, so you got to live it.
Be the main character.
Be the main character.
Yeah. I just love you.
Thanks. I love you too.
You just have such a genuine, beautiful spirit also.
Thanks.
And like the thought of somebody bullying you makes me want to fight physically. So
thank you. I think a lot of people honestly have that same feeling, and I'm grateful for the people that have supported me in that way, because like I feel it,
Yeah.
I feel it. Like when people tell me that they support me, like I genuinely feel it. Like they have to tell me, they're like, no girl, like I've been in your corner.
Yes.
And that's how I know. I'm like, y'all got me in this book. Like like I know people are in my corner, and that's honestly enough to like keep me going too, because I know that there's always going to be people, there's always going to be Abbies, there's always going to be people that are just not nice, miserable, and they're going to try and make you
should also go to jail.
Oh, that's another story.
Is that in the book? Just kidding. Send her to jail.
No comment.
Legally, that was a joke.
Legally joking.
Anyway.
But no, seriously, like I feel it, and I know that I have great like people behind me, great supporters behind me, and that's the reason why I'm able to like keep such a like one for my family, like keep such a good head on my shoulders. Like I have such a good support network.
Yeah.
I like have really great friends. I have a great family. I have a great team I'm surrounded by. I surround myself with good people, genuinely. Yeah. Like I'm really big on that, because part of the reason why I even got this far is because of the people I've surrounded myself by, who have actually believed in me and have like poured into me, you know what I mean? Who have given me like that courage to keep going no matter what. And it's like, I want to continue doing that for other people too, because I know that like I didn't have that all the time. So whenever there were certain teachers or certain people, certain mentors that would come to me and wanted to help me, like I would be so excited.
Yeah.
And I really did appreciate it. So if I could help anyone in the way that others didn't help me or certain people have, like I will.
Now you get to be that
person. And now I get to be that person. And I'm slowly becoming that person, because it's like, yeah, I'm only 24. I don't know how much I can really mentor someone.
Girl, you've been in this game for a long time.
I feel like I've lived so many lives.
Yeah.
And whenever I can like help people, and again, like I feel like that's kind of like what the book is about too. Like it's my experiences, but I also like really remind people throughout the whole book that the reason why I'm sharing these stories, the reason why I'm doing this in the first place, the reason I stay on the show, there's so many reasons, but it's like so that people can see that they can do it too, and that they can truly like achieve anything, and they get to define success for themselves,
Yes. Ugh. If people want to find you and the book, where can they go?
Well, they can go to my Instagram. I have a link there. You can buy it on Barnes & Noble, Amazon. It's going to be in bookstores. Yeah. But I have links all on my socials. So, yeah.
Which I learned how to say Sioux today. Nobody check me on that. I did not know about Sioux Falls. Now I have to go.
No. Well, where is Sioux Falls?
That's what I'm saying.
I forgot where it is. I think it's in
somewhere special. Somewhere very special, very important.
It's like in the middle somewhere.
I'm going to find it.
Yeah. And I just looked it up recently too.
And you're Nia Sioux on all socials.
Nia Sioux.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nia, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Kamie. I appreciate
you so much
it.
for coming.
Of course. This is so great. I could talk to you for hours.
No, literally. Literally.
I'm like, we need to go get dinner or something. Like,
let's go. Where are we going? Well, you know, I'm old, girl. Compared to you, I'm old. I'm in bed by 9 p.m. Anyway.
As you should be. Yes. That's how I'm trying to be.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.